So as soon as the contractions started to start pushing, it did not last very long. I think it lasted about 20, 28, 30 minutes for the baby to come out. And that was only because I waited in between contractions to push. By that time, I think there were 2 midwives in the room, one for the baby, one for me. I was only pushing whenever I felt like it, but that feeling of feeling the baby coming was not as scary as I thought it was going to be, but it felt really good and empowering to actually do that part. So he came out really quickly. As soon as his head came out, I think the rest came out immediately. The midwife kind of pushed him up and Ben held him immediately. And the 3 of us just stared at him for a while. It was the most gratifying moment of my life, just to see that family together finally, to see that look on Ben's and Mark's faces when they saw their son for the first time. It was magical. I can't stop crying about it because it was the most beautiful thing ever. Seeing that baby for the first time was so surreal. To think that that little creature was inside of me all that time. It was really beautiful to watch. He gave a little cry straight away to kind of let us know he was okay, but he was very calm for the rest, which also made me feel really good and happy that at least he wasn't stressed out. And he gave a little cry to clear his lungs, and then he was quiet, and after I don't know how many minutes, he just opened his eyes. He just had a look at his daddies for the first time, and it was truly magical. I'm so happy that Vicky was there, that she took a lot of pictures of that time. She also made a beautiful video so we could actually look back at that moment anytime we want. So now I can finally say his name. His name is Ezra. He really is an Ezra. When I saw his face, I thought, yeah, you're so Ezra. I don't know how much time went past, really. At that moment, you're on such a high of seeing the baby for the first time, and the boys were there holding him. We had the delayed cord clamping, which was really good because when he came out, he was purple. He really needed that blood. So you could literally see him become like the pink, beautiful baby that he became. Ben cut the cord, then the boys could start their skin-to-skin contact. I then decided, when it came to the placenta, I really wanted to get my placenta capsulated, because it really helps when it comes to your iron levels, your hormones as well after birth. So the midwife gave me a little shot to get the contractions started again. She said initially I wanted everything to go in a natural way. I by that point was kind of done with everything. I was not in a negative way, but I had just given birth and I didn't want to wait around for a whole however long for the contractions to start again, for the placenta to come out. I just wanted it to come out. I wanted to be done with it. So she gave me the shot to start the contractions. Now, the contractions were nothing. They were sort of the contractions that just started after on the day before. She then noticed that usually they kind of pull the placenta out by the umbilical cord, but that didn't work really well with me. It almost tore off, which made her believe that the umbilical cord was attached to the membrane around the placenta instead of the placenta itself, which is usually the case. So it could very easily tear. If the umbilical cord tears, then you won't be able to get the placenta out unless I would push it out with the contractions. Sorry if that gets a little too graphic for people, but that is childbirth. It is graphic at times, and there is lots of blood everywhere after you give birth to a baby. The cord came off and the placenta was there. I did not have any contractions anymore, and we decided to go into theater to remove it because I told them that I was getting quite iffy. Besides the fact that I of course did not really eat anything or drink anything for quite a while, or whatever I ate and drank, I threw up. So I was kind of dehydrated and probably exhausted. I also had lost quite a bit of blood in the pool, and then after with the whole placenta thing on the mat next to the pool. They were very quickly in getting me into theater and getting everything ready for the operation. I must say, however calm, peaceful, positive, relaxing the birth was, the going into theater and getting the placenta removed was the extreme opposite of that. There were so many people around talking to each other, talking to me, asking me questions, bright lights from all angles, everybody doing everything really quickly, not being calm whatsoever. It was quite a bit of a shock for me to go from that environment and just giving birth to a baby to going into theater, experience a maximum overload of sensory excitement. They put a spinal block in my back so I couldn't feel anything, feel any pain. I could still feel people moving my limbs and touching me, but I couldn't feel the pain, which was a really strange sensation. My legs were kind of tingly, like they were asleep. I could feel her removing the placenta. After that was done, they put all kinds of medication inside me. I had no idea what it all was. Antibiotics, stuff against the pain, a catheter. I was completely out of it. They put me in recovery, and all I remember from there was me waking up every time somebody said, "Esther, wake up, I'm talking to you." I don't really have any idea how long I was there for. All I know is that I saw Vicky shortly. She went home, she took some of the stuff that was there, and she was exhausted, which I completely imagine. I think everybody was exhausted except for Ben and Mark. I think they were exhausted as well, but they were on a complete high with their baby boy Ezra. Mark came by, he was still having the skin to skin with baby, and they are truly in love with their child. I'm done with not talking while I'm crying anymore. I'm editing so much out, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna have to deal with my tears. I can't video this without crying every 2 seconds. I got like 30 minutes of tape now. They're so in love with their child, and it was so beautiful to see. It was exactly how I'd hope it would be, for the child to come into this world in a peaceful way and relaxed way, for the birth to be a very positive and empowering experience for me personally, and for the other people in the room to not be completely shocked by childbirth. Vicky was quite apprehensive before, because she'd never been at childbirth before, about how things was going to go and if she was going to be able to cope with it. And I think she had some moments where she panicked, or at least where she was uncomfortable with certain things, but in general she said that it was a very beautiful experience to see and to be there with such a big moment for a lot of people in their lives. And hopefully for Ben and Mark, it was also a beautiful experience to see their child being born, even though it took quite a while to get there. It's a moment that they will treasure. I thought I'd be able to tape this now without getting too emotional, because it is now the 8th of May. So it's been a while, I've been recovering for a while now, but I still get completely choked up when I start talking about this. So I woke up on the 27th in the hospital. That day was a lovely day at the hospital. The boys came to my floor somewhere mid-morning, so I got to walk around a little bit for the first time after my catheter was taken out, and they could come over to me as well and say hello before they were discharged. So I was determined to go home that day, because I didn't want to stay in the hospital for an extra day while the boys could actually go home in the afternoon, because Ezra was fine. Because there was quite some time between my waters breaking and him actually being born, they wanted to monitor him for 12 hours. But I think in the end it was good anyways, and I got a chance to see him as well a couple of times before they left. Vicky, her mom, came down, which was so lovely, from London. She got to see the baby as well, and they got to take me home, and we've been in touch a lot. I've been receiving pictures a lot, and it just makes me such a proud auntie seeing his face, and he still looks so little. And it's really weird that those days are sort of a bubble, and the first days after you're still half in that bubble and you're on cloud nine, and it's just so beautiful. You just cry because it's all so wonderful, and then you sort of get out of it. I've been recovering really well, but I'll get into that in the next video. Definitely promote hypnobirthing. Go look into it if you're pregnant. It sounds a bit wishy-washy or it sounds a bit vague. It is everything but. It is tools to help you ride the waves of the contractions. It makes you feel as powerful as you are as a woman. Women are the most powerful creatures on the planet. That's what I believe now anyways. I feel that way because we make life, we nurture life, and we put life on the planet. And going through that whole experience, so empowering. If I will ever feel like I cannot do something, I will go back to the 26th of April at 5:47 p.m. about the whole experience of birth. It was extremely positive. It made me feel like superwoman. I feel so blessed that I've had this opportunity to go throughout the whole experience of a pregnancy and childbirth. Truly magical putting this life onto the planet. I hope it gives you an idea of how amazingly beautiful this experience has been for me, how happy I am that I got to experience this together with Ben and Mark and Vicky. And I will see you guys soon. If you have any questions, do let me know. Thank you for watching, and if you like my videos, subscribe to them. I will see you guys again soon. Thank you. Bye.